Welcome to the Gossip Tea channel. My name is Sharita, and here's my lovely co-host Mika.
Hello.
And we will be spilling and serving and sipping some Real Housewives of Atlanta tea. So let's get into it. All right, I have my tea here, so I will be sipping throughout the night.
And I'll join you.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let's start with the beginning of the show. Candy versus Sheree and Marlo. So Candy got really upset and frustrated with Sheree and Marlo, coming at her about accusing her of not being a good friend, not being there for them, blah, blah, blah. So Sheree, she feels that Candy should have been there for her through the whole Tyrone situation, followed up with her about it, you know, um, just been more caring about the situation, a little bit more sensitive to her situation shit. And Marlo, she's on the back end saying that Candy doesn't really know anything about her businesses, doesn't really know what's going on with her. So they're both agreeing that Candy is not really being present. So what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like Candy was sort of like ambushed, and because she didn't partake in the spa activities, I think she was well aware that this was like some sort of like setup or something, and I kind of understand. Actually, no, they were out of order. Okay, if you have an issue with her, say, hey, I know Kenya, it's Cherie. I know Kenya told you about what happened to me and after we left New York and I went to Philly and it really hurt my feelings that you didn't reach out. And I mean that would have been an opportunity for Candy to explain herself and say, hey, well, she told me this and I was just waiting for you to say, hey, this is what happened. She's like, I guess she didn't want to impose. And Marlo, that's a whole nother situation.
Well, the whole impose thing, I'm a little different because you're getting the information from Kenya, and Sheree is supposed to be your friend. You guys are supposed to be cool. So even though Kenya is feeding you the information and it's not coming directly from Sheree,
Yeah,
you're still friends. You guys are supposed to be friends. So why not follow up with Sheree and just ask her about it? Just pretend like you care a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. Because to me now it seems like it's just really a business relationship. I feel like Candy is like she's all about herself. Like she even told Marlo, my own family feels like I don't have time for them. So then Marlo said, hey, well, you may need to look into that. That may be an issue. So I just feel like
I say similar things when I like can't be bothered. Like, listen, don't get in your feelings. My mama hasn't heard from me in 2 days. Like, so you just need to relax. So maybe that was just an excuse. Like, she's booked and busy. And maybe she doesn't have time for some little bullshit relationship. Like, seriously. Like,
I get that.
yeah, so maybe she's like, I'm not going to be fake and phony. Be like, oh, maybe you can work it out. No, girl, what are you doing? Like, seriously, you're so way above this.
But the other girls are booked and busy too. They're all busy. So they make time to get to know what's going on with one another.
They're not busy, but Candy's busy.
But they're all busy. Candy may be the richest, but they're all busy. We're on a TV show.
No, she's hustling, constantly working. Constantly. She hustles.
Yeah, but they're all hustling. It's not an excuse for me to not know what's going on. I mean, you guys are all on the show. You can't just sit there and just get paid millions and millions of dollars just to hear about the drama, but you don't want to partake in any drama. You don't want any drama concerning you. I feel like she's been getting away with it for years, ever since the whole Portia and phony Phaedra situation. She's just been sitting pretty. So now they feel like
She's
it's her
been
turn. I agree.
sitting pretty since what, season 2 or season 3?
Not when Nene was on there. Nene didn't cut her any slack. Not with Nene.
That's true.
No, not with Nene. Not Nene Leak.
Yeah,
Um, so I think Candy feels uncomfortable. You know, it's definitely she knows that they're coming for her this season. Um,
said it. She said it. Like, I don't.
she's
She is.
definitely a target.
Yeah.
So
Like, she has a target on
my
her.
whole thing, I do agree with you regarding the whole charade. Her situation is with Tyrone is just a hot mess.
Yes.
But
It's like you're not 22 years old, honey.
right.
It's like
Right. I
really.
don't think that's really the issue though. I don't really feel like Tyrone is the issue. I feel her situation with Candy, the issue is he feels like, hey, you heard about it from Kenya and you know all of this tea, but you're not coming to me asking me about it. Yes, Sheree could have went to her and told her, but if you already know, maybe Sheree got busy, maybe she, forgot or whatever. But if you know about it, ask about it. If we're supposed to be friends.
I don't know. I'm indifferent in that situation.
And then, remember about the whole Drew situation when Drew told Candy, well, actually Drew told Kenya that Sheree's personal assistant wasn't getting paid by Sheree.
Yes.
And Kenya told Kenya that information. Sheree found out, and Sheree's like, hey, how come you didn't tell me that you knew this tea about me?
So she maybe just be fed up with the little gossip train.
Well, it may be time for you to throw away your peach.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still team Candy on this one. I just feel like, they're just throwing random situations at her, and her when she started, I mean, she cries, but this time it was just like, oh, I could feel the frustration in her voice. Like, why are you guys?
We all know Candy's a crybaby.
Yes.
She get the trembling in her throat.
Yes.
When things get heated, when she's in the kitchen and it's too hot, she can't handle it. We all know how Candy is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's her. I think that's her defense mechanism. Like,
yeah.
All right, these tears are gonna last for 30 seconds before I pop off.
Oh yeah, now she definitely can pop off.
Yes.
When she gets upset. So I feel like they're trying to get her going, for the TV show. Like, we need something. What can we do this season? I mean, just think about it. Nobody really has any storyline.
Oh.
What's Kenya's storyline?
Brooklyn? I don't know.
Right. Mark is no longer in the picture. She doesn't really have a storyline. Sheree's storyline is about Tyrone, which is old.
Which is weak.
Very weak.
Very disappointing in her. Like, she has 2 amazing daughters. That is not a good example. That is not a good
That could not be my mother. Not on TV acting like that.
No.
Over a jailbird.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So, and then Candy's storyline is I don't know.
Well, that's her every season.
Every season.
Every season. That's
I mean,
her.
she's still trying to talk about the sex toys, candy coated. That's old. We're tired of hearing about that. We all know you're a freak, Candy. Okay.
According to Mama Joyce Streets.
Okay. And then who else? Marlo. Storyline is what about her boys, her nephews? That's not really given.
And
we want to know more about her because she just got a peach, but she doesn't really have like a strong storyline.
No, well, her strong storyline this season is coming for everyone else. Like,
yes,
she earned her peach, so she wants them to work for theirs.
Exactly.
I think that's why she's up in Kenya's face. She's up in Candy's face, and I don't know why she's aligning herself with Sheree. Like,
I don't think she's up in anybody's face. I feel like if you come from Marlo, she's gonna stand her ground.
Those insults are totally like unfounded, and she doesn't even know how to communicate. As soon as she's backed against the wall, she started, throwing out asinine insults. Like,
I
really?
think
You and Kenya are butting heads. You talking about your lips, your booty, like that
right,
is
because
like
we're gonna get into that tea about Kenya and
like you're
Marlo.
22 years old. We're
Right.
not
But Kenya started with Marlo. Why do you have your hand in her face? How come you can't talk like two grown adults? See, you can't expect for someone to act a certain way when you're not acting like an adult yourself.
Maybe she wanted to fight. Because I don't
I
have no
mean,
other reason. Why would you put your hand in Marlo's face? Like Marlo's face. We all know she know how to fight.
yeah, we all know she knows how to fight and she don't play. So I don't feel like she's backing them into a corner. I just feel like Marlo's just trying to. I think she's keeping it real in a way, but it's coming off as messy and shady, which she doesn't care about. She's all about the shade anyway. So I mean, they're all shady and messy in their own way.
Yeah.
And Marlo is just coming to a throttle because she's like, I got my peak and I'm coming.
Show up and show out.
Show up and show out. Period.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So moving on from that. Going into Sanya and Ross's relationship, he doesn't want any more kids. Ross wants another child. She's afraid that he may resent her for not having another kid. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I think her rationale for not wanting to have more kids is BS. She just doesn't want to have any more kids. It's not that he's away, that she felt like she was, because right now she has a complete village in her household. Like her sister, her mom, her in-laws.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah, the whole bunch of people. So just be honest. Like, listen, I want to do me now. Maybe she doesn't have that mom gene. Maybe she's not. I don't know if you notice. Like, I don't know. It's just like, and it's normal. I have a lot of friends who are parents who are just like, yeah, I had kids. Okay, they miss that little affectionate, that little gene where you're just like, oh my god, I love you so much, and I don't care what you do, and she's just like, boy, I said stop. Like,
well,
it's adorable. So maybe she just doesn't want any kids, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I just hope that they can work it out together. Like that.
Absolutely.
But I don't think there should be any resentment. There should be a compromise. And she already had one kid, so that's
well. The thing of it is, the problem is Ross said that, hey, we agreed to have a child, but now you're saying I'm too busy and I'm not really present in the household. So now you don't want to have a child.
I think that's just, he's a provider. He's working for his family. She even said that he's hustling. Like, sometimes he even goes to Texas to drive. Like, not only does he do the inspections and make sure the cars are up to par, but he also participates in the business. Like, he drives sometimes. Like, he's taking care of his family. He's hustling. And what's wrong with
I'm just confused. Yeah, I'm confused because what was he doing when they had that previous conversation about having another child? What was he doing then? Did he not have his own businesses then? Was he in a different type of state? Like, I
think he was a football player, so he was traveling all the time, road games.
But what changed? That's what I'm trying to ask. Like, what changed from then till now?
Maybe she just doesn't want to have another baby. Maybe she's just, she's like, okay, I want to do me. I want to work. I want to do her Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, now the conversation she had with Drew in this episode, Drew is for, hey, submitting to your husband, giving him what he wants, make him happy. And then Tanya was like, what about me?
Is that working for her?
Her
and Ralph, is that working? So maybe she.
Well, apparently, Ralph has some side activities going on.
And we all in curious minds want to know. She wants to know.
Exactly.
Drew,
So, I
Drew wants to
mean,
know.
allegedly, Ralph has some side activities going on. We don't really know what's going on. To me, he comes off as being very sneaky. You leaving, going
He
out of town,
gaslights
not
her.
telling your wife where you're going. You have this
Unacceptable.
assistant that you're really friendly with. I mean, so Drew submitting to your husband and trying to make him happy. Apparently, Ralph isn't too happy. He said he should have never
Yes.
got that dinner for you. You should have had a Lunchable.
Like, exactly. So how is that working for you? And the fact that Sanya actually asked Ralph for marriage advice, I'm like, girl,
I didn't understand that at
yeah.
all. And then it was
Tell
her
me that
touching
scene.
his shoulder for me.
Yes, tell me that scene was like a filler without telling me it was a filler scene,
Okay,
because that
well,
made zero sense.
but you're not even friends with Drew. You and Drew are having issues, saying yeah. So why go to her husband to get marriage advice? I'm so confused.
Yes, that
You're not
that
even friends.
yeah, that kind
You're
of
not
made me
even like
feel
that.
like, if you want to know what my husband feel like, you ask me and I'll tell you.
You ask me because we're not like that at this point. Because her and
Exactly.
Drew have been having their spats, not getting along. She's been inviting her, inviting her. So
Uninviting her, yeah. It's
I
like,
mean, one minute she's invited, next minute she's uninvited. So that tells me you guys aren't really cool. So why are you going to my husband, touching him all on his shoulder?
exactly.
No, I'm sorry. Just
I was
no.
just like,
Yeah.
that to me was inappropriate.
It was very inappropriate. And I'm all for, pro choice for the woman making that decision if she wants to have a child or not, because at the end of the day,
It's her
he has to
body.
go through it physically. She has to go through labor and delivery, not the man. Now, not to say all the men that are watching, I understand that you have to go through it mentally and emotionally. When she's complaining and she's not feeling well, you go through those motions, but you do not have to carry the child. So at the end of the day, I'm all for the woman making that decision.
Yes.
And Ross is just going to have to deal with the program. If you love her and you want to be with her and continue this marriage, then you're just going to have to sacrifice that. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Or that.
I hope they come to some sort of agreement. Like, if
Um,
her issue is she just doesn't want to have another kid, then what are the other options? Do you want to
I
adopt?
mean,
Like,
I feel like they're going to work it out.
I hope so, absolutely. Because I
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
adore
a
them.
it's a storyline.
Yes, I absolutely adore them. I'm rooting for you.
It's a
Yes.
storyline. So it's part of their story. They want it to be continued into the next season if she gets another piece. So that's understandable. No tea, no shade. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on from that one, let's go into Candy versus Kenya. So let me put this picture up.
Okay.
Share my screen. Sorry, you guys, about the echo. If you guys can hear it. Okay, so anywho, Kenya and Candy are supposed to be cool. They're supposed to be, cordial.
Yeah.
But Kenya still is in her feelings about the whole buzzing panties situation with the vibrator.
Yes.
So they all met up at some place, and Mayetta came into the scene, Candy's friend, who was a
Yes.
newcomer on the show. And Kenya and Candy got into a little spat once again about these vibrating panties. She called Candy out about it. She stood her ground about it. She still feels how she feels. And Candy came back with, well, you told people in front of everyone that Candy can get it. In front of Todd and everyone else at the table. So it seems like every time Kenya tries to, argue her point of view, Candy has a rebuttal and try to bring up something she's done in the past. But to
Yes.
me, it really doesn't add up. So
No.
how do you feel about that?
I'm totally team Kenya on this one. It's like it's inappropriate. It's like you don't. It's like you guys were going out in New York. Hello, New York. You guys were having a moment in New York, dinner, drinks, Broadway shows, tour of Todd's house. It's like, was that really necessary? Like, was that really necessary? And it's inappropriate. She's single. She's on a with couples, and the fact that you guys are playing sexual games, and not only does the guys have the remote, but they could just buzz anybody's
Right.
little private parts. It's like, yeah, I'm totally, it's just inappropriate.
Yeah, I'm
I
definitely
wouldn't want to be
team
around
Kenya
it.
on
I
this
wouldn't want
one.
my man to be there. No, we would not be partaking in that event. Absolutely not.
Absolutely no.
And
I
there's
don't
no
want you
way
buzzing
that
somebody else's panties.
yeah, there's no way that Candy should be offended by that. Absolutely not.
Well, Candy's trying, like
And
you
no,
said,
and as
she's
far
a hustler, so she's trying to sell her product.
yeah, and in fact that she brought up that Kenya was made inappropriate comments in front of her husband. They were playing a game. I remember that season, and I remember that I was like, "Oh, okay." They were playing a game. The whole table was participating in it.
And we all know that Candy and Todd have extracurricular activities in their bedroom. So that's no thing. She's
allegedly they know what they allegedly they.
But they publicly announced that on television.
They get they free. They know how to get their free on.
Definitely. So we all know that. So when Kenya said that in front of everybody, like you said, I believe it was a game too. I mean, Candy, you weren't even phased by it, and we all know Todd don't care.
No, she were happy. She was like, "Okay, Kenya."
I mean, and your husband wasn't offended. Todd even said in the beginning of this season, because Candy has a new show that she's in, and she's playing a lesbian. And Todd was like, "I'm all for it. Hey, I'm all for it. I just don't want her to be with a man. Doing love scenes with a man."
Yeah, I know.
We all know Todd is for that. So I felt like that rebuttal and that clapback was weak.
No, she just wanted. She had to say something. She couldn't just sit there and looking crazy in the face. She had to do, which I don't understand. It's like when people make these comments, why do you have to try and go below the belt? Like, why do you have to say like, "Oh, well, remember when you said blah 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 blah"? Like, I can understand in her confession, she was like, she's saying she's acting like she's prim and proper, but she keeps saying the P word, the P word, the P word. I'm like.
And then she said she was in the movie Suave. And I'm like, she was getting paid in that movie.
She was acting.
She was acting like she was an actress. So, I mean, like, I feel like Candy's clapbacks are just weak and it's not adding up. It's not, no, it's not working. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
We not trying to hear it, Candy.
You don't know what to say. You say some bull crap.
Now, if you're going to try to clap back at somebody, let it be a strong clap back, because like Kenya has every right to feel offended. She's a single woman.
Of course.
And there's other men there who can, if you would have put their panties on, they can control it.
Husbands.
No.
Candy is way off base.
It's all about selling her product.
All she has to say is that it was a joke, and I apologize if it offended you.
Yes.
That's it.
That's all she has to say. Quit going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, trying to make yourself right.
Exactly.
When no. People are offended by this.
People who are always wrong and strong. Like, they know they wrong. They're like, you know what? I'm right even when I'm wrong. And that's Candy. It's like,
that's Candy. Absolutely.
Yeah,
she does not like to admit when she's
right,
wrong.
even when she's wrong.
I'm just over it. At this point, I feel like Kenya you're wasting your time with Candy. Candy does not feel like she's wrong. She's never going to feel like she's wrong. She's like, I'm selling a product. I'm all about myself. Forget everybody else. I keep saying that. I feel like Candy's all about herself. She doesn't take other people into consideration. So yeah, that should have been a conversation with everybody before you actually brought your little vibrating panties alone. Say, hey, are you guys cool with this? She could even had a side conversation off camera. Say, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sell my product. You don't just bring that because you think everybody is freaky like you.
Yes.
That's swinger behavior.
Mm. This get rid of
Mm.
this.
Sip on that again. Mm.
You said what you said exactly.
Okay, and you guys
Like
are
you don't know. It's like what do you call it when you do that out in the open? Like she pretty much just like here.
yeah. Don't even care. Just
Yes.
thinking about herself in her pocket.
Yes. Like
So if
you
you
guys
guys are liking this
help
content,
me
please
promote my
like and
business.
subscribe to this channel. Put your comments below. Let us know what you guys think. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Um, but yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on from
Wait, hold on.
that. Drop it with Drew segment. Oh my gosh, this is so much tea. Let me sip before I even start. Mm. You guys. So first, this scene starts off with Marlo, Sheree, and Sanya pulling up to Drew's fitness studio, and they can't believe she actually has a legitimate business. First of all, that's shady. Second of all, she had her signage. You know, she had her face plastered all
Her
over the
pretty
windows.
face.
You say that again?
I said her pretty face.
Oh, okay. And so they were like, here go Marlo. She said something. Well, she probably got it from FedEx. That took
But
me out.
yes, I was like, Marlo, really? Like, can't we all just like appreciate and celebrate each other's accomplishments? I had a problem with her saying that. I also had a problem with Kenya questioning her business partner, like grilling her. Like
I
that
mean,
was
interrogating
inappropriate.
her.
Exactly.
Now when you mentioned Drew had a pretty face, she does have a pretty face. She's a gorgeous girl. But the reason why I'm just kind of like, they feel like her body is not, natural. She's had some work done, some surgeries, and they feel like she's scamming out here in these streets. They feel like, hey, you're saying that you lost weight, but did you lose weight on your own diet program?
Well, she also said that she had health issues, that she had to have like surgeries.
Well, I mean, Sheree still feels like she looks like a busted can of biscuits.
And Sheree was wrong for that. I literally almost fell out. I was like, Sheree, really?
Sheree
Really?
feels like she
That
can't
was
even do
not
her
nice.
own exercises. She feels like Drew was struggling. I mean, Drew was struggling a little bit, but that was a hard exercise,
It was
Sheree.
high intensity. I would have been struggling
I
too.
would have definitely been struggling. So
I
I
would have been,
give
I know
Drew points for effort.
Marlo was me because I would have been like, what?
No, Marlo doesn't even like to exercise. She does not
No. I
exercise. She
love
would
when
like
at
to
the end
go
she was like,
get
let's go get some
surgery.
barbecue. Let's go get some barbecue.
Yeah, Marlo doesn't believe in exercise, and she believes in going to the doctor to fix anything she wants done.
Surgery. Good
Um,
for her. Good for her.
okay. But my whole thing with this is don't shade Drew on getting surgeries when you all had surgeries. You
Or
guys all had nip and tucks. Like, come on.
exactly.
You guys all had something done. So don't hate on Drew for that. And your girl Kenya interrogating Drew's business partner. Oh
That
no,
was
that couldn't have been me.
no.
That couldn't have been me.
That was
Now,
nice.
that was crazy. Now, I would have told my business partner to begin with, like, hey, had a side conversation off camera. Said, hey, these girls are coming here. They might ask questions. I feel like Drew wasn't prepared. But me, I'm
No.
ahead of the game. I'm like, listen,
Yes.
these girls are shady and
Yes.
don't tell our business. I
You
was
know,
mad at her business partner for just going on and on and on with Kenya. Like, you didn't realize Kenya was trying to shade Drew in this situation.
no. She's probably just clueless and amateur and just trying to promote her business. So she was like, "Oh yeah, like if I get 5 minutes on camera where I can tell you my background and what I do and how I started this and recruit people, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the business partner. I'm disappointed in Kenya.
My whole thing with the business partner is you must be a little slow not to know that Kenya. You can clearly see that Drew was uncomfortable.
Yes,
Like,
she was
oh
like,
my God. Because she came on making it seem like it was her business,
her business, her idea, her
her
foundation.
idea.
She created it, her creation. No, she just the lady just needed a face, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing. It's she's a face of a product that's helping people, and according to her, she had surgery. Maybe it was. I mean, she said it was for health reasons because she suffers from. Don't get me the line.
I
I can't
forget.
recall. Yeah, me too. Me as well. So, but she, I don't know. She did, but at least she admitted it. She said, "Listen, I did have surgery, but it's because of this reasons. But I'm also trying my best,
To
trying my
maintain,
yes, and
and
that's
to
what I'm
lose
trying
more
to do.
weight,
Yeah, and that
you
workout
know,
was like a boot
and that's
camp.
fine.
That workout was like a boot camp. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Sanya could throw her shade because she's an athlete. She didn't break a goddamn sweat.
No, not at
No,
all.
she didn't
Now
break a
that is
sweat.
a boot camp. It's
She was
definitely a
working
boot
out and
camp.
still looking around.
But see, going back to Kenya though, now when people come for Kenya's hair care line and say that, what did Shamia say that time? It was
It was
water
water. She did this.
in her shampoo and conditioning bottles.
She says water in here.
There's water. So Kenya, when people come for your business, you don't like it.
Not at all. And
So that goes back to me saying,
she ripped Shamia.
don't dish it if you can't take it.
Do not.
Do not dish it if you can't take it. So
And Kenya was out of order. Like, really? Like, why are you trying to
it's
embarrass
none of your business.
this lady? Yeah.
And I would, if I was Drew, I would have told her that. I would have shut everything down. I'm sorry, business partner. I'm gonna have to shut you off. This is none of these girls' business.
Yes.
We're being messy.
Yes. And she kept and Drew kept interrupting, trying to answer the questions on behalf of her business partner. And Kenya was just like, I'm talking to her.
I'm talking to her. See, that's what I'm saying.
That wasn't
Drew
nice.
should have shut it down. I would have shut her down. Like, I would have to get real disrespectful.
But I think Drew wants to be friends with Kenya. She's like,
yeah, but there comes a certain point when people strike out. And Kenya does not have her best interest at heart because Kenya definitely talks about Drew behind her back and then smiles on her face.
Okay, I'm going to say this. Kenya is as loyal as her options. I'll say it one more time. Kenya is as loyal as her options. So, that's my opinion, yeah.
So going back to the whole Kenya and Drew situation, I feel like also hold up, let's take it way back. Remember when Kenya, when Marlo had her little it was something that Marlo was doing. I think she was doing a wig line.
Oh yeah.
Remember when Kenya busted in with her whole parade?
Yes,
and just jumped on Marlo's wig line premiere? Yes. With her own hair product?
Yes.
Kenya, come on, girl. No. See, she can't say nothing anymore about people talking about her business because she disrespects everybody else's business.
Exactly. She came there with a marching band with her hair care products. She's like,
disrespectful.
Why would you purchase a wig when you could grow your natural hair out?
Hello.
Yeah.
And then she shaded Marlo's what is it called? Her she has a new L archive. She shaded that talking about it's spelled wrong and this and that.
It is spelled wrong, by the way, but yeah, she was right.
But did you have to really call it out?
No, she did not. It was unnecessary.
Maybe she wanted it spelled that way, but hey. I can say all this to say, Kenya, if you can't take it, don't do shit.
Yeah, she's also like she's renting out her used clothes, but she doesn't want to accept used clothes from Candy. Like her property.
Well, she felt like Candy could have known that she doesn't do hand-me-downs. She said she's already voiced this. Everyone knows she doesn't do hand-me-downs. So
yeah, but still, I thought that was her
people
being
look at her as being ungrateful, but Marlo is Marlo.
Yes.
She said, I used to wear Goodwill clothes when I was in foster care, and she wants the girls to have better. Now, you guys have to watch our last video because we talked about this in our last video. So go check out that video. But I already know how I feel about this, and I just feel like Candy is just not present. Because I would not waste my time bagging all these clothes to give to Marlo for Marlo to just be like, no, I don't accept hand-me-downs, and you should have knew that.
Oh yeah, well, you could tell it in her face that she was a little disappointing after that phone call, and then Todd didn't help by saying, "I told you so."
Yeah, because Todd was like, come on, everybody know how Marlo is. I would not embarrass myself because Marlo thinks she's grand dame, you know.
He could have been like, you know what, babes, don't worry about it. That's just Marlo, whatever. He didn't have to like dig it in. Like I told you, Marlo.
I feel like Todd is giving Candy a little bit of the business this season too.
He's just mad that she doesn't want that condo.
I think that has something to do with it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, seriously. Yeah,
I
that
know,
has something to do with it.
which is totally ridiculous, by the way. But
everybody coming for Candy, even her own husband.
Yes.
So yeah. So moving on to the whole Marlo and Kenya situation when Kenya had her starfish hand all in her face.
I was like, girl, what are you doing? What does that mean? Just like, and she knows better than that. Like,
and then she gets upset when people like Portia almost broke her neck at the reunion that time when she had that prop in her face. So why are you always putting your hands in someone's face? Shouldn't you have learned your lesson, Kenya?
Nope.
Now, if Marlo would have snatched her up, then what?
She knew security.
She would have been trying to press charges.
She knew security was right behind her. She was not trying to go all the way left with Marlo. She was being the hella disrespectful with that hand in her face because she knew that there was backup.
But Marlo was pretty quick because that time when her and Portia got into it in Italy, when Portia put a prop in her face or something, Marlo grabbed that prop and was like, wait a minute, hold up, before she knew it. So Marlo really had a lot of self-control. She got
she did try to follow Kenya. I don't know who pulled her back. Like, was it
I forget.
Or was it no, Candy was gone. Maybe it was Candy's friend that pulled.
I know Mayetta was definitely trying to hold Marlo back from Kenya.
Yes.
So I don't know who was holding Kenya back. Maybe it was some other people there that was trying to hold her back. But security. I feel like Kenya, you don't put your hands in people's faces to get your son out.
Absolutely not. That is the ultimate form of disrespect. We don't play that in the streets. No, absolutely not. No.
And Kenya is being very messy with a smile on her face. We're giving everybody this mess on a silver platter. Exactly. You're spreading all this information. But see, the thing of it is, Marlo will tell you herself how she feels about a situation. She has no issue with doing that. So Kenya, what are you doing?
She needs backup. She needs a team.
Yeah, she doesn't have a team.
The fact that she sat there and like, oh, guess what Marlo said? While we're supposed to be making these amazing candles, and she just.
That's what I'm saying. You keep repeating what Marlo was saying, but then when Marlo repeats something that you say, you get upset.
And the thing about Marlo, even though I'm not really feeling her this season because she's just like way too overwhelming for me.
But somebody got to do something on the show because the show is dead.
But she's been like honest, like she's not like the bone collector just spreading shit. Sorry, but she's been saying it to their faces. Like, I said that to you. I didn't say it behind your back. I said it
to you.
She's been keeping it 100 on that front.
Just like when she shaded Drew's hair at her Elle Archive premiere. She said that she did it in front of Drew's face.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't nice.
She does everything in front of their faces.
Yeah.
She approached Candy about her not being a good friend.
Yeah.
So she has no issue with voicing, her feelings and her thoughts about something. So I don't know what Kenya calls herself doing,
Yeah.
trying to stay relevant,
I know. It's just like, oh, like girls.
trying to do anything to stay relevant on the show.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Marlo was helping out Kenya's paycheck and Candy's and Sheree's.
Oh, definitely Sheree. Because Marlo is in like entangling her in like every little thing for and I'm to kind of like disappointed. It's like, okay, we all know Sheree is nobody's puppy, so stop behaving that way, following Marlo and her crap.
I feel like behind the scenes, I feel like her and Marlo had a conversation before the show even started filming, saying, "Hey, listen, this is what we're gonna do this season. We're gonna get it popping. Okay,
We're
it's
gonna
about to
be
be
the,
lit."
we're gonna be
I
the
think
new
they had a
Queen
secret
Bee.
conversation.
You're gonna be the you're gonna return to your title as being the OG, and I'm just gonna be that bad bitch. That's what Marlo is saying. You follow my lead.
And she's definitely following her lead. But see, this is the thing with Sheree. What side are you on? I'm confused. Are you team Marlo? Are you team Candy? Are you team Kenya? Because I'm seeing some two-facedness with Sheree as well.
Well, maybe the same thing applies to her. Like she's as loyal as her options.
Yeah, because
She's blowing in the wind wherever the
right,
wind
she has
blows.
to be. Because remember that scene when her and Kenya were sitting down eating breakfast, and she was acting like the little waffle omelets.
Oh yeah,
She was acting as if, hey, so Kenya's in my face. Kenya's in my face right now, so I'm just gonna be like, okay, yeah.
like yeah, you're right. Marlo was out of order.
Right, she didn't try to have Marlo's back when Kenya
No,
was talking about Marlo.
nope.
And then when Kenya ran outside after her and Marlo got into it in the episode on Sunday, Sheree goes after Kenya and smiling in her face. Why come she wasn't over there with Marlo?
Mm.
So I'm just confused on which side Sheree is on. You cannot be neutral in a situation like this. It never works out. So
So what?
who are you more loyal to?
Yeah, no one. Like I said, I think they're both as loyal as their options. Like we're gonna
Maybe
be.
she's more loyal to Tyrone.
Oh, very true.
Sip on that.
Yes.
Mm. But Marlo took me out when she called Kenya out for her fake booty.
Oh, I was like, really? That's
Kenya,
what she does. But listen, that's what she does. When she doesn't know what else to say, she goes in with the dagger. She'll stab
but
you in your
I
chest, stab
mean,
you in your back. She doesn't even care. Like I'm just
but
gonna
when she throws shade though,
throw
she throws
shots.
it with facts. That's what I'm talking about. Like when I'm talking about Candy earlier, she's
But
not
her fake,
her facts is not
but her
given.
fake booty had nothing to do with the conversation that they were having. It had nothing. She just tried to like throw her down a peg. Like, okay.
Well, I feel the fake booty comment came because Kenya was coming at her about some things that she had said about Candy, and she said Candy don't f with you. And Marlo was like,
Crazy.
"Well, am I supposed to cry about that because she don't f with me?" So I feel like
That
she
was funny.
started that whole immature conversation, and then just went left.
Yeah. That
Who
was
don't f
funny.
with you? Like, girl, I don't care who don't f with me. Who is Candy's
Exactly.
not God?
Marlo only cares about who's paying her bills.
That part.
If you want to hurt her feelings, then cut off those Bravo checks, and you see exactly.
Candy is not paying anybody's checks.
So,
I don't understand why Kenya tries to suck up to Candy. She
but she's
always
been
has.
doing that from day one.
She does not want to go head to head with Candy.
I think, and I could be wrong, but this is just my opinion. But I think because Candy is such a public figure in Atlanta and the ATL, like she have that whole industry on lock, and she's respected and well known and appreciated and loved. So she's like on team A. She's just riding the Candy train.
Yeah,
At least
because of
I feel
Candy's
that way because
fans, her following.
she has never challenged her until
Never.
they never had little conflict until this season, and all the
Even when they had their little spat at the what were they doing? They're trying to make perfume or something. I don't know. Even on that scene, Candy eventually backed down.
yeah, she was just like, I'm not going to be your yes man. I'm like, why do people? Why? I think that's the third time someone said that to Candy. Like, what's her
She has a
personality
lot of yes men
like,
around her.
where they feel like they have to like bow down to her?
Absolutely. Just
And
what you said. You said fact. That was facts what you just said. She has a lot of clout in Atlanta. So a lot of
yeah,
people bow down to her.
yes, and because I can't find any other reason why Sanya would invite her to a photo shoot as opposed
Like
to
Marlo said,
um,
why are you trying to get so close to Candy all of a sudden? That fast? Because Candy is pretty dry.
yes. So maybe they just respect her hustle and want to ride her little,
Her numbers,
yes, her little
her
gravy train.
clout,
Yeah. So,
you know. Because I don't understand. Candy comes for everybody else.
but no,
But Candy,
she has just
she treads
challenged
lightly.
Penny Gate.
Mm.
I live like as far as I'm concerned, and I'll be the first to admit that I haven't watched every single season since the beginning. Um, but yeah, like no one has ever like other than when Phaedra was on and the little
And
conflicts and
Portia.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she yes, Portia too. But
And
Candy's been
Nene.
riding pretty.
Yeah, she's
She's
been
been
sitting
like
pretty.
we all know that Nene was the queen bee, but Candy was just like the little princess sitting pretty, and no one's challenging her, getting all.
Nene would be the only one that would challenge her. She would be the only one, and then Portia and Phaedra. But see, Phaedra did it indirectly. She used Portia to do it.
Phaedra's smart, conniving, manipulative, like.
Oh yeah.
But she's not on this season, so.
She probably won't ever be on again.
Oh, I think she wants. I think she wants back. I think she wants to come back.
I think she secretly does as well. I mean, those housewives checks. Yeah, she definitely. What is she doing now? You guys, is she still a lawyer?
The ex-wives, housewives club.
I don't know. She's going to be on the new season of the Girls Trip
That's what
with
I was.
Eva.
Is
Yeah,
that the ex-wives club or something? I don't know. What is it called? What? Oh, it's called Girls Trip. Okay.
No, it's not called Girls Trip. It's called something else.
I know it's like the
But I can't think of the name right now. But it's just a whole lot of like the housewives, the has-beens, and
the
current.
rejects. Like,
So
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Faith is really good with her words and throwing shade.
Okay, we can't knock that. Like she
Yeah, she's definitely a wordsmith. I give that to her.
Yes, and she's
but as long as Candy's on Housewives of Atlanta, she won't be on. But I would love to see Phaedra back with Candy.
I would too. And I
That
know
would be so juicy.
I'm not in the popular vote, but I would like to see Nene back too. I know. Like moving on.
Moving on from that, so to come to a conclusion with the whole Kenya and Marlo fight. I mean, they hurt each other. They've always had a toxic relationship. They try to be friends when they're not friends. It's just up and down. So at this point, I just feel like, can y'all just come to a conclusion that y'all can be cordial at this point and move on? Don't even try to be friends. But I love them together. They're both Aquariuses. When they're together and they get along, they're magic.
Yes.
So, but they can't get along. They're too much alike.
And that's unfortunate. Like, we watch these shows for the entertainment, for the camaraderie, for them to get along, and I mean, everyone that has don't have to be like kumbaya, but
Right.
it's always pleasant and funny and entertaining when they're all getting along and having fun, and we can watch their behind the gate lifestyles and their relationship with their families and their kids and their husbands, and like that's always fun. I hate conflict, but I
But
know
that's
it's
what
going
keeps
to
the
change some of
coins
it.
coming.
Yeah,
People
that,
like
I
the
know
drama.
it's
That's what sells.
entertaining, but
Yeah.
it's just like I like to see these women having fun and getting along, and then
Certain
also
people,
keeping everyone honest, keeping everyone responsible for their actions, what they say, and just keeping them honest. So but I would like to see more of that instead of all this like, bitch, I wish you would, and I would f you up, and you running out the
yeah.
gym, and she following you out the gym, and then you yelling from a safe distance, I would f you up. I'm like, Kenya, no, you won't.
No,
Just
you
keep up.
won't.
I'm like,
And you
just
said
go.
that. You see, she said that walking away.
Yes, when she was
Why you
up
didn't
the
say
safe
when Marlo was right here in your face?
exactly, and I was like, just get your hand out of her face. That's what we should not be doing.
My fake booty. It's Marlo for me. It's Marlo for me. I can't. Bye, fake booty.
I was like, Marlo, no, don't say that.
And then it's Sanya for me on Watch What Happens Live. And she said, well, Marlo keeps saying it. So when I really look at it, it looks perfect.
I was like, Kenya gonna call your ass and curse you out after this show. Like, you know that, right?
Uh, it seems like Ken needs to make another doctor's appointment to try to get that fixed because the girl's been, on her butt for years. The basketball booty for years. I would
Oh,
have to go to the doctor at this point and get that fixed. I mean, come on.
I know. Like, girl, you too pretty to be walking around like that.
Get it fixed.
And then what was she saying to Marlo when Marlo kept like throwing those dirs at her? She's like, I'm a beauty queen. I'm perfect.
I'm perfect. I'm perfect. Girl, no, you're not perfect. You know you're not.
I'm
Got that
like, just
booty.
take your loss and go home. Like, just go home. Just go home.
She kept saying she was perfect. I said, not that booty.
Like, we all know you're gorgeous. Nobody's blind. You're gorgeous, Kenya. Like,
But
just
who cares? You're not perfect. Just like
yeah.
Marlo
Nobody.
said, well, you should have told Mark that you were perfect because obviously that didn't work out. If you're so perfect, what happened to your marriage?
I was like, oh my
She
god.
was Ken in that marriage. Remember Ken?
Yes, Ken. Ken. Oh.
She was Ken in that marriage. She
Yeah,
was
but
the
when Marlo said that, I was just like,
I mean, you can't walk around talking about you're perfect, girl. You're not perfect.
I know that. I
That was
was like, why
whack.
would you say that? Like, she opened her up. She opened herself up to like those insults. Like, who says
Yeah.
that? You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. And for you to call Marlo ugly, like that was childish because Marlo was not ugly.
None of them are ugly. None of them are ugly. So that was just like going like
I have nothing else to say.
yeah, like that is just like really.
So there's a lot of things that were said in that scene on both parts.
Yeah.
They just can't get along. That's just what it is. So, any last thoughts about this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Yes.
Any last thoughts?
Well, this episode was a lot. Like, I had to watch it a couple of times just to make sure that, like, wow, did she really say that? Like, let me watch this again to make sure. Like, these are grown, successful, amazing, beautiful women with families. It's like I just want to see them all do better. Like, do better. Like, let Atlanta, like, Atlanta used to be the number one, you know, show in the franchise. Like, let's bring back the greatness. What got us to this what is it? This is season 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just do better. Let's support each other. Let's just, love each other. And the conflict, like, it's dumb. It's just like senseless. Oh, you didn't call me. You didn't ask me why my boyfriend stood my pseudo boyfriend stood me up. I
Well,
was
they're
waiting.
gonna have
Well,
drama.
wait. I was waiting for Candy to say something like, "You know, we got another woman, right?" Because she said it in her talking head like 2 episodes ago. So maybe that's why she wasn't fucking with Sheree. Like, I'm not gonna follow up because I done told you he didn't see you because he was with his woman. So maybe that's
See,
why she felt like, oh, I'm not
see
wasting
that
my.
now that would have been a good, comeback. Like that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. If you're gonna have a comeback, a clapback, or whatever, let it be real tea. Let it be real shade.
Yeah,
Let it be
I
factual.
was hoping
Let
she
it
would
make
say
sense.
he didn't. I didn't call you because I didn't want to tell you he didn't show up because he
Just
was.
keep it
I told
real.
you he's with his woman.
Yeah, just keep it real. But she didn't
I was
even do
hoping
that.
she said something like that.
She didn't even do that.
No.
Just sat there. I'm getting frustrated. But getting frustrated.
I was
But
like,
she did say that scene was way longer than what they put on TV. She said, "You guys have no clue. It was just going on and on and on and on." So she said, Bravo made it seem like she just started breaking down. She said
that's what it
that
seemed like.
wasn't the case.
She had a
But
mental breakdown. That's what it appears. Like she just snapped. Like
yeah, they made it seem like she just snapped. But we all know Candy, she's a crybaby. So
she is.
that's real,
As
Candy.
my
You
mom
can't
used to
deny
say,
that.
tears can't hold water. So
Yeah, she can't take it.
yeah.
Um, so my thoughts
Fine.
is that, well, going back what you were saying, I feel Housewives, we watch it for the drama. We watch it to, sip tea. The drama is fun and cool, but have real drama.
Yes, not
All
any.
the immaturity, uh, ugly and this and that, and I'm perfect and all that stuff. Talking about Drew, I feel like it's a lot of bullying, and I don't like bullying. I feel like they're trying to really
Exactly.
bully Drew. I don't like that.
Yes.
You guys all had surgeries. You guys all had something done, and you maintain your body. You exercise.
Exactly.
I mean, we know Kenya. During the pandemic, child, we didn't recognize you when you all came back, and you
Facts.
lost the weight, and you look good. But don't shade somebody else's body.
Yes, and she said what really upset me is that she said I'm struggling. She said I have health issue,
Yes,
and because of the health issues, weight issues, and so she said it. So the fact that they're all like, oh, she can't even work out. These are her,
uh, that's real.
workout,
She's not going to be able to do all the exercises, and that's okay.
and it's
At least
okay.
she's trying to do something positive.
Yes, and even if she's the face of this product,
She's
okay,
still involved in it. She still
exactly.
tries to
And she's trying to
work
make
out.
it her own. She's trying to make it
Right.
her own. And the fact that she said that she's struggling with a health issue and a weight issues, and then you're gonna like shame her because of it.
And they all shame her, even Candy. Even earlier in the season, Candy said, "It doesn't look like she lost a lot of weight to me." I'm like, and Candy, you're the queen of going up and down. Your weight fluctuates all the time.
Exactly.
So for you to shade her and come at her about that, no, and now if somebody was to come at Candy for her business, Candy be ready to pop off.
Oh, absolutely. Don't talk about my
So this
mama,
includes my mama, my
my
man, and my
my
kids.
baby, and my kids.
Okay, so the conclusion of this episode is don't dish it if you can't take it.
Holla.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Any closing remarks?
Just catch us next time, next week.
Yes, we will be back for more hot topics, more Real Housewives of Atlanta tea, and a lot more content is on the way. So please subscribe and like this channel. And once again, thank you guys for watching. Peace and blessings.
Bye, guys. See you
Bye.
next time.